Good morning, it's Barbara. Oh, I have to dust my gizmo. Look at that. Holy cow. It's a bright day, but it's cloudy. Cloud cover, but it might burn off. It's possible. I'm home. Good morning, it's Barbara. I'm home again, jiggity jig. I went home pretty directly yesterday morning. I went and got the ice cream I told my parents I would bring them, and Daddy's pants that I hemmed yesterday during my live, along with some of you, and kissed them goodbye and headed home. I got home in time to walk the dogs, and it's good to be home. I have no idea what I'm going to do today, so... Just to be honest, I have no idea what I'm going to do today. But I got some mail yesterday. I got Marina's Christmas card that she mailed on the 19th of December from Vienna. Isn't it cute? Yeah. And I got a birthday card from Leslie. And that was fun. Look at that. Isn't that a fun picture? I could do that. Well, I mean, I couldn't do it as well as this, but I could do something remotely resembling that. Isn't that cute? She is on the southwestern coast of England, near Hastings. Oh, and I did a picture, which I haven't shown you. Worked on a picture. And I'll find it. Hold on. This is a picture I worked on before I went to State College. I had done the background in those powdery dyes that are sparkly that you've seen. And I had done like the background that was going to be a landscape, and I had done it weeks ago, and I didn't do anything with it. But then I got my crayons, and so I made it into a landscape. So here's what I did. Trying some different techniques with the crayons, and anyway, so these are done all the except for the background. These are done with the colors that I got, but I'm supposed to get my other colors today, so I'll have my full complement of crayons, and I'll see what I'm going to do with them. But I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. That was before I left. So anyway, I'm feeling like I'm just gonna play it by ear today. I read a book last night, Maisie Dobbs, which Christy had recommended, and I have thought that I had read it before, but it did not ring a bell, and it didn't come up as me having read it from my library, so I'm not sure. But I got the second book, so I'll probably end up reading today. But I need to do some knitting. I didn't Zoom with Christy on Sunday night, and I want to get back in the habit of doing that because it's good to talk to her regularly, and I haven't been, although she was here 2 weeks ago, so so it's okay. But meanwhile, oh, starting to look like the sun is breaking through. So maybe these are the kind of clouds that burn off, as they say. So we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, yeah. So I had a very pleasant drive coming home. I started listening to a book. I forget the name of it. And it was very cozy. It was like too cozy. Like the main character was a cat. That's a little too cozy for me. So I switched over to a different book that I can't name. About a young woman who inherits a sort of psychic tea shop in her hometown. She goes back after 15 years. And this woman, she can't figure out why this woman made her beneficiary, but she got a psychic tea shop and a cottage in her old hometown as an inheritance from this woman who she didn't really know and avoided because she felt creeped out by her. Oop, the yogurt's done. It beeps like 15 times. Anyway, she goes to see her new store, and they discover a body. It's a murder mystery, but obvious romance too. So I don't know if I'll continue listening to that. But it made the time pass when I drove home, and so I appreciate that. But then I got home and I read Maisie Dobbs instead of listening to a book. But I think I might try finding a book I really want to hear, and then spending a couple of hours every evening after Aura goes up and won't be disturbed listening to a book and knitting. So I do want to start knitting. I do want to do some knitting today. My arm is not well rested, and I want to make more progress on my Korean. So that's my plan. But I might go to the store today. Too. We're running low on dog food. So, you know, we'll see. Might stop in the store on our way home from walk. Pick up a few things. Or whatever. Meanwhile, I don't have anything horrible news this morning. Barge lost power while it was headed toward the Key Bridge in Baltimore. This Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore rammed the support because it was no longer under control because it lost all power. This was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you can see video of the ship all lit up, and all of a sudden the ship is completely black. And then it lights up again for a little while they try to get it back under control. And anyway, it rammed the bridge, and the bridge completely collapsed. Over a mile-long bridge over the Baltimore Harbor. There was construction on that bridge, so there were construction workers. I don't think there was very much traffic. Thank God it was in the middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. If it wasn't rush hour, it would have been even more horrible. But they have video of this bridge just collapsing like it was made from a very poorly constructed erector set. And it just fell. 2 o'clock this morning. So I hope were able to rescue some of the people that were on that bridge. And crazy. But that you could see the video of the ship just go black. And of course it kept moving, and they tried to get it under control, and it went black again and just rammed. There were like 2 big, structures holding this suspension bridge up, and just collapsed in 30 seconds, over a mile long. Anyway, that was so I'm hoping none of our Baltimore area people were out and about at 2 o'clock this morning and we're home safe. Anyway, really horrible. So, that's what I saw first thing this morning. Yeah. Anyway, don't usually talk about the news, but I just saw that. It was luckily it was in the middle of the night. It could have been a huge, much worse. Oh, well. I will need some knitting today. Dennis sent me an article about how knitting is really on the rise, in part for people's self-therapy. That, touching fiber, doing things with fiber, and knitting are very soothing, and a lot of people are knitting for therapy. I believe it. Maybe I need to knit today. Maybe I need to make sure I knit today. Anyway, I'm sorry. But if you're in Baltimore, you know, Aquila and Johnny, Marianne is very near Baltimore, but, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm hoping everybody was safely tucked in bed. Anyway, please take good care of yourselves. I'm going to go now. Stay safe and stay sane. Knit or crochet or cuddle your yarn.